So in the last video, we went over the fundamentals of cubing, which were the piece types, the color scheme, and the move notations. If you haven't checked that video out already, I suggest you do so. I'll leave a link down in the description, because in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can apply those three fundamentals so that you know how to solve the first layer of your 3x3 Rubik's Cube. I won't be taking any more of your time, so let's jump right in. The most popular method for solving a Rubik's Cube is known as CFOP. It stands for the cross, F2L or first two layers, which is when you create a pair like this, and then you insert it into the correct slot like this. OLL or orientation of the last layer, which is when you do an algorithm to solve the top face of the cube. And lastly, PLL or permutation of the last layer, which is when you do an algorithm that solves the rest of the cube. The method that I'll be teaching you over the course of the next few videos is a simplified version of the CFOP method, which is called the beginner's method. The beginner's method revolves around solving the cube in a layer by layer process. And this video will teach you how to solve the first layer. Before this, scramble the cube using the scramble above. If you don't understand the move notations, that's alright, because I'll be scrambling this cube slowly so that you can follow along. Now you want to hold your cube like this so that the top face is white and the front face is green. Now you want to move the left side twice, the front face 2 times, the bottom face 2 times, the right face twice, the bottom face twice, front face counterclockwise, bottom face twice, left side twice, front face counterclockwise, right face twice, front face counterclockwise, bottom face to the right, top face to the left, left side down, bottom face to the right, top face twice, front face twice, right side up once, back face twice, left side up once, and front face counterclockwise. The first step in solving the first layer is making a cross on the white side, and this can be broken down into 2 separate steps. The first step is creating a daisy on the yellow side using the edge pieces from the white side. And we're going to do this by looking at the different ways you can move the white edges up to the yellow face. We'll start off with the edge piece that has white and blue on it. To do this, we're going to have to get this piece onto the yellow side. So we're just going to rotate the cube so that it's oriented the right way. Now we're just going to move the front layer twice so that this white edge piece is now on the yellow side. If the white side of this edge piece is on the top, that's when you know you did it correctly and you can now move on to solving the rest of the edge pieces. If it's not, don't panic. I'll be using the next piece as an example to show you what you could do to fix the issue. For this case, I'll be using the edge piece that has white and green on it. Following the first step, we turn the face of the cube so that the piece is in the right spot. However, as you can see, this piece is flipped over. So in this case, we need to move it out of the way so that it can be inserted into the correct slot. Now keep in mind that this piece cannot take the space of another white edge. So we couldn't just move it this way, otherwise it would take this spot. So instead, we'd have to move it the other way since this spot is free. Once the piece has been moved into an empty slot, we can just insert it into the yellow face. Now we just have to repeat this process until all of the white edges are solved onto the yellow side, creating a daisy. Now the white and red piece is just over here. Once again, just rotate the face so that the edge piece is where it's supposed to be. Now all we have to do is solve the orange piece, which is right over here. The orange piece is already in its correct spot, however the piece has been flipped over. So what we can do here is move the piece out of the way by rotating the front side clockwise or counterclockwise. Then rotate the top face in the same direction to open the free slot and just insert the piece. And that is how you can create the daisy on the yellow side. So now that you've created a daisy on the yellow side, you need to be bringing these pieces over down to the white side, making sure that the colors of the center piece and the front of the edge piece match. To do this, you're first going to pick a color. In this case, I'll be picking green since it's right in front of me. Now all you have to do is just turn the top face in any direction until the front facing color of the edge piece matches the color of the center piece that you're focusing on. And once your colors are matching, just use the move F2 to move the piece to the white side so that you can solve the first piece. Now all you need to do is repeat that for the rest of the edge pieces in the top. The orange face needs to be matched up, so now I'm just going to turn the top face until the colors match up. Then I'm just going to rotate the front face twice so that the piece goes onto the white side. Same thing for the blue face. And the red face. So if you've done all this correctly, you should have a cross on the white side with each of these colors matching up. So once you have your cross completed, it's time to solve the white corners. But before we move on to that, there's two algorithms that you need to learn that are extremely important. The first algorithm goes like this. You move the right side up once. You move the top face to the right once. You move the right side down once. And you move the top face to the left once. The second algorithm is the same thing, but on the left side. So you just want to move the left side up once, the top face to the left side down once, and the top face to the right. Once you've learned both of these algorithms, you'll be ready to solve the first layer. The first step is to find two sides that you want to focus on. I'll be choosing the green and the orange sides. Once you have that done, you want to find the corner piece that's supposed to go in between the two sides right here. Basically, it's supposed to have white and the two other colors of the faces you're focusing on, so my piece would have white, green, and orange. Now you're just going to look all around the cube until you can find that piece. I've just found my piece right here. So once you've found your piece, you're going to want to move it in between the two sides you're focusing on. So I'm just going to move the top layer so that the piece is in between the green side and the orange side. Now the next step is to actually insert the piece right here. So you're going to notice that we have to insert it into the right. In this case, all we have to do is just use the algorithm for the right hand and keep repeating it until it solves into the corner. Like that. This next case is going to show you how you can insert the piece into the left slot. The piece that we're looking for is the orange, white, and blue corner piece. We have to insert it right here. So now we just have to look around the cube until we can find the corner piece. Once that's done, we just have to move it in between the two centers. So now all we have to do is just insert the corner piece into the slot right here. To do this, we're going to be using the algorithm for the left hand, which goes like this. Left side up once, top face left once, left side down once, and top face to the right once. And now you're just going to keep repeating this process until the piece gets solved correctly. In the end, the corner piece should be solved like this. Now there's also another way you can insert this piece into the slot. If you don't want to perform the algorithm for the left hand side, all you have to do is just rotate the cube so that the piece is now on the right, and all you have to do is just use the algorithm on the right hand side to insert the piece. This all may seem very simple at first, but there is actually a special case that I have to go over. For this special case, I'll be solving the red, blue, and white corner piece. Following the first step, we have to look around the cube until we can find the piece. So we found it right here, but we can see that the piece is inserted into the wrong slot. It's inserted into the red, white, and green spot. The way to solve this case is that first we have to take the piece out using the algorithm for the right hand or the algorithm for the left hand. Now that you've taken the piece out, you can just align it so that it's in between the two centers and just insert the piece normally. Now there's just one more piece left to go. We can see that it's the white, red, and green piece. So we're just going to align it so that's in between the two centers, and now all we have to do is just insert the piece. If you've done all of this correctly, then your white side will be completed, and the red, green, orange, and blue sides will all have a little upside down T that looks like this. If that's the case, then congratulations! You've just learned how you can solve the first layer of the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. If you've forgotten anything I've taught you in this video or in the last video, I suggest you go over these two videos so that you'll be ready to solve the second layer of your 3x3 Rubik's Cube.